What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video. Today is the continuation of the Toronto Maple Leaf player previews. This next one is Zach Bogosian, the defenseman that the Leafs picked up in the offseason, trying to address some more problems that they have. Blue line depth, a little bit of toughness, some locker room leadership, just basically a veteran presence. And, I've seen some people saying that the Leafs have, a few of those guys and they don't really need another, veteran presence and they should have spent money elsewhere. But I think that you can never have too many, especially the Leafs need that on the blue line. They need some guys that can come in and whether or not they play a lot, it's just another guy there that can teach some of these young guys the way to play in the league and, maybe rub some of the toughness off on them because you have to remember some of these Leafs blue line pieces and some of the younger players on the Leafs, they're still growing into, the type of player that they're going to be. And I've used the terminology before, but they're growing into their man body in the NHL because you'll see players that are not as bulky in their first 2 or 3 years, but then all of a sudden they put on this muscle and they start hitting a lot more. That kind of makes sense. When you feel a little bit more confident about your ability to hurt somebody, that's probably why they do it. But anyways, I think Bogosian was a good depth pickup, and I think some Leaf fans automatically think that this guy is in the top 4. I think some people automatically think he's not going to play. I would say he's going to be a guy that's in and out of the lineup quite a bit, especially with what's going on right now. There's a lot of rules that could be changed. And again, I'm recording these obviously way before a ton of decisions are being made. So this is just a prediction. And if you're watching this at a later date and something happens with Bogosian in terms of playing minutes and whatever, this was recorded at the beginning of December, so anything can change. But if you are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Join the squad. We talk a lot of hockey here. Leave some suggestions down below. But like I said, we are continuing to talk about the Leafs player previews here on the Andrew Piluk Hockey channel. So Zach Bogosian, again, good pickup for depth, and this is what we're going to get into. So basically, you can see right here, he's 30 years old. Stanley Cup champion. The guy won with Tampa. Really solid pickup, and he was playing all over their blue line. Like he was able to play around in with Hedman and with guys up and down the lineup, which is good. That's something that the Leafs need, and this is what I keep stressing in other videos. You don't just need guys that are the top of your blue line. Of course, it's great to have that. But you need guys that can fill in different roles and also play different roles because Bogosian can, he's not the greatest defensive defenseman, but, he'll kill penalties and he'll hit some people and he'll give you minutes when you need them. And I think that's good. That's really good. So you need guys like that. So like I said, 30 years old, 6'2", 200 pounds. The guy's a big dude. Like he's a pretty big dude and that's good. The Leafs need that. Right-handed shot, been in the league for 12 years. Definitely a veteran player. 27 games played this year, had 7 points. But this guy's not, here to rack up points. You can see over the years he's had some years where he has put up some decent numbers, which that's cool. He's had his time doing his thing, scoring goals and whatever. Not a ton, but putting up some points. Right here, 8 games played with Tampa. He only had 8 hits, but I mean that's a small sample size. Like if you start to get into some bigger numbers here, the guy throws a lot of hits, and that's what the Leafs need. I mean, 83 hits in 65 games, pretty solid. Even 22 hits in 19 games. The guy's at least gonna hit somebody into the boards a few times a game, which is really, really nice because the Leafs need that. Playoff statistics here, like I said, he played in 20 games this year, 4 points. He's not there for that. Took some shots, took a few penalties. They don't have any hits recorded here. Maybe they just didn't put that stat up from where I'm looking here on TSN. But the guy is definitely the type of guy, like I keep saying, I keep stressing, that he does a lot of things, a lot of little things. He doesn't do anything amazing. He doesn't do anything great. But he's the type of guy that you pick up as depth. And a lot of people complain, oh, I don't want Marincin playing. Well, you pick up a guy like Bogosian so Marincin doesn't play, or at least that he falls farther down the depth chart. So you should be happy that the Leafs picked up a guy like Bogosian because it likely means that Marincin's not that extra guy anymore. There's guys that are ahead of him. So we're going to take a look here at Bogosian's cap friendly. So this $1 million cap hit, when I seen this come in at first, I'm like, okay, that might be a little more than I would have given Zach Bogosian, but it's good because the Leafs are at least spending money on guys that they believe can help their team and not break the bank. Because I keep saying, like, this is a good depth move. It's good to have guys like this on your team that can teach these younger guys how it is to be a professional. And they have a few guys like that now. Thornton, Spezza, which we'll get to those player previews, Bogosian. It's good. I really, really like it. So $1 million cap hit. His previous contracts before have been a little bit lower, but not this 2.51, but the last 3 years he was making pretty, or sorry, no, sorry. These are out of order. That's his entry level contract. Then you see the 2.5. Then he was making big money, right? And then he was bought out, I believe. And then he signed a $1.3 million deal with Tampa. This contract was terminated by Buffalo. But he was making big money there. And yeah, he signed that was his signing was with Winnipeg. And then he was on Buffalo and then signed with Tampa here at $1.3 million. And now he ends up with the Leafs at $1 million. So definitely some pretty good value. I think I read a report saying that Bogosian was offered similar money on other teams, or maybe a little bit more or less. He's one of those guys that teams are looking for. He's the type of guy that will come to your team and do, like I said, the little things right. And so it's good that the Leafs were able to pick him up. I would imagine Tampa would have at least checked in on him. They're having their own cap issues, but somehow they're going to get out of that because these teams somehow always get out of it. I mean, the Leafs have also gotten out of some trouble too, but it's good to see that the Leafs are picking up guys that are guys that definitely help. From what we've heard, they help in the locker room and they just help all over the place. Oh, and I forgot Wayne Simmons too. Like, these pickups are guys that the Leafs don't have a lot of, and they haven't since guys like Matthews, Marner, and Nylander have come into the league. So you have to look at this as a positive rather than a negative, because I've seen a lot of people scratching their heads with the Bogosian signing, but I was happy with it the second that I seen it. Anytime you can choose from 6 or 7 or even 8 guys that you believe can play on an NHL roster for your blue line, you're laughing. That's great. You want that problem. You want to be able to have that problem. And Bogosian, Kyle Dubas had said in a press conference that, listen, nobody's role on that blue line is promised. Bogosian can come in and take a role from anybody. He could come in and take a spot from anybody. So that's good. That means that all these guys, none of them are guaranteed a spot. You got to win your way on there. Except, the only guys that are guaranteed is Muzzin, Riley, and TJ Brody. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Bogosian can do. Maybe he can light a fire under a few people's asses, and that's what you got to do. Internal depth, internal competition. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you are new, make sure to subscribe. Leave your predictions down below for Zach Bogosian. Predict his points, predict his hits, predict how many games he's going to play in. Go Leafs go. Make sure to subscribe. Peace.